This is a quick one, I know, and it's a continuation of something that I wanted to express to you people through a video. I do writings. My name is Sandani Humphrey. Blessings for those who are new to this information. I just talk, and sometimes when I talk, God speaks to people. That makes me to be a culprit of these types of recordings and types of information to the public. I salute great men who've gone ahead of us and shared wonderful knowledge. Some are my role models, and I learn a lot from them. And it is my sincere wish and prayer that as we grow, we also help people and make them great like us. It's a subject that is disturbing many people. And probably I should bring some information into surface. Maybe it can be helpful for those who want to grow in some particular dimension. When you start interacting with somebody, I know when you're born, you have siblings for some of you, and you grow in an environment with friends and people, starting from home to school to church or elsewhere. And it comes to a point where you start trusting people and you bring people close to your world. And one of that type of commitment is love commitment, where you bring somebody very close to an extent of having intimate relationships. So one danger with this, if you start a relationship if you're not spiritually upright, the danger is this is a person from a different backyard, and this is someone from a different background with different characteristics, behaviors, mindset, ambitions, targets, goals. Yes, we like mentioning those, but today I want to bring on board something else you don't mention always. You're bringing somebody to your life who has a backyard of spiritual forces. Behind this person, there's a battalion of demons or a battalion of angels. You start a life together. You believe so much on the physical gifts and physical things that you get from the person. Words can be typed. Any learned person can type anything, and they can speak anything. So you believe so much in what they say. The gifts they give you, the outings you go, they pay for you Uber and all this type of stuff. They carry on their own cars, and you feel nice. They are working, and you enjoy. They are good, always on, well looking, on wonderful wearings. In the back of these people, there is several things. One, they can be a generational curse that says you are not going to get married. Another one may say you will not have children. Another one may be you will not get a job. Another one may be you won't get promotion. Another one may be you will die at 35. These things you can't see them with your physical eyes when you're initiating a relationship. Another one may be the normal demonic attacks that happens, and there's a lot of conjoinments when you interact with your friends. I was doing some deliverance in some people, and one of the factors was there's a friend who was actually handing the soul of the other friend. And there's another one that the friend brought things and they ate and they became possessed of some, spirits. So this is another phase where evil forces can land to you. You will see things normally. You will think it's just your anchor. You'll think it's just your weakness. Sometimes it's a force that is behind your back. So you people, when you start mingling and engaging, so things go straight until the wedding day. Here you are, you're committing to be together happily, for better, for worse. And this is the same time, the devil is launching the battalion of demons to come and pull your marriage down. Because it was stated by one person in your lineage that children of so and so will not start a family, they will not be happy, they won't be married, and matters as such. When you start a home, You start engaging with wars you've never seen. Your man or woman just change. They just become so wild, so rational, so self-centered, Then here is where the war begins. And because you had a colorful wedding, or you don't want to let your parents down, then you have to persevere with some of these things that happen. I can assure you there's so much you don't know. When you get a firstborn, you realize the baby is just getting sick anyhow. You've spent money in hospitals and everywhere, but the conditions are just coming and coming. When you get to the second-born, you realize that you've lost your firstborn. When you move forward, you realize that you've lost your second-born. You think it's natural. It may not be. You may not lose them, but it may reach form 2, and your daughter or son brings a child home. He becomes a drunkard. He becomes alcoholic. He becomes all these type of people that we think about. That is a challenge that we must all think about. Spiritual life is necessary for anybody who intends to start a family, even for those who've started. You may Google, watch TikTok, go everywhere, read things, how to date, how to manage a marriage, how to do what. They're there. Information is all over on the internet. But the information you should be seeking is the one you're not seeking. How do you manage your spiritual world as far as marriage and dating is concerned? There's also an issue with the first intimate relationship you make as a human being, regardless of who is the person. That type of relationship is very, very sensitive, and that's why it's always advisable to do it with the person who will marry you. These relationships, if you don't know how to fight spiritual battles or engage with spiritual wars, it may bring a very, very serious damage in the rest of your life. Even if you move on and marry an angel, there's a very serious bond and damage that the first love, intimate relationship does to you. If you ask me today, I don't mean that I don't have errors of that type before today, but there's a reason why God is elevating our thoughts and our minds towards that direction. We must acknowledge the fact that life is spiritual first before you make any type of decision in life, including application for jobs. You date somebody who has a curse, that person will kill you. And then you've seen cases on TV, people dying and killing each other. You think it's just natural. These are people who have been calling each other babes and sweethearts, buying gifts and going for outing. They're not too far from you. This is because the time for manifestation of the curse has come. And people will just act loudly and destroy you. So there is need, and I know I'll take it more into part 2 of this. There is need for you to grow spiritually, interpret spiritual language, engage with the person who is spiritually upright, if not make them become one, if not become one, and just live a good life. If you miss that step before you get married, there's a lot you're going to face, I tell you. You love your job, you'll never enjoy anything. You love your car, you'll never enjoy anything. It will force you to start cheating and finding happiness outside your marriage. It will force you to start engaging and dating anything that comes your way, just because there's no peace at home. What do you think peace should miss at home? And you said you're committing yourself to get married to somebody you trusted. Where do you think it went wrong? Where do you think people change behaviors and characters? Sometimes it's not exposure. Sometimes it's not peer influence. Sometimes it's spiritual influence, which you don't want to discuss. And it's a very, very serious topic. Spiritual influence. It affects everybody. Actually, peer influence has a spiritual influence. So you must be very, very sensitive. I'll be coming in so richly on this topic so that we see what are the characteristics of somebody who proves to be spiritually upright and he means it, not speaking, but he means it. What are the signs that you must use to tell? Though, as I have always said, these are not formulas to apply. These are blueprints, okay? You use it to build content for your type because everybody has his or her own lifestyle. And my lifestyle is not your lifestyle. My approach is not your approach. So you just use it as a fingerprint, a blueprint, a hint, an architectural design to mass up now the real formula for your growth and for your success. And I know if you do that and if you do it that way, then there's no limitation and there's no delayment. Everything will go as planned in the manner that God wanted it to be, in the sense that it should be. For those who've started families, before I forget, there is need for you to revisit this topic. You might be going to church, giving fungu la kumi, doing all that pastor is telling you, but this is a training on itself. You must have a way to, catapult yourself to higher levels of spiritual understanding, to the sense that you can tell when the demon is in your house or not, to the sense that when you enter your house, all demons can go out. They should know you by name. They should know who you are and what you're capable of. They should feel and sense you when you come, when you appear. That is the ability that I would love all of you to exalt yourself to. It's not complex and it's not technical. It's just possible. You just need to decide. You just need to decide. Just deciding. And say, I want, and it will definitely become. I wish you well, and we're going to continue discussing on this subject until I ensure that at least 5 people have mastered the art of the spiritual battles. When you get married one day, you'll appreciate this knowledge. This is a new area of research, a new area of discussion. It's rarely on media. Media want to get solutions through the physical approaches. You cannot. If something is spiritual, it needs a spiritual approach. If something is physical, it needs a physical approach. So see you soon as we take forward on this matter. There will be more of these videos to NTS Wisdom TV on YouTube. And that's where the series will be uploaded. For those who may want to think with me and interact with me as we continue, that's where we meet. And remember to tag it, subscribe and share so that probably the channel can grow. Does it really need to grow? Yes. And as we grow ourselves. And Daniel Humphrey Blessings is my name, and I wish you well as we take forward.